Well, we'll start with that. It's just, I really knew nothing about smart boards. I had heard smart boards are really cool and everything. Didn't even know what a smart board looked like. Didn't know anything about that. So when one came available at Southside, I thought, wonder what it even is. And went on and looked at some YouTube videos and things about what it was to even know what it looked like. And thought, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. And one of the videos that I found, I'm going to show to you because there's probably, I don't know, maybe some of you too that have no idea really what it even is or what it looks like. So I'm just going to show you the very beginning of this, maybe. Why is my computer black?
Oh.
Or do I just have to look there and
That's
just
a
make
new
it
one.
work? It'll work then. I can watch over here. Give it a try. We have glitches. So.
I would say look at the neighboring screen, which will be annoying. And you need audio?
Yeah. Oh, we got audio. Yep. And this is a kindergarten class, and I just found this one and shared that even with my parents so they'd have an idea.
How many syllables? Let's clap it. You know, you did that without clapping it.
So it just kind of shows that kids can use the pen and move things around on the board.
How many syllables?
And I have the board installed kind of close to where my small group can meet, so we can just kind of meet with a small group around it, or the full class.
All right, Mrs. Miller's kindergarten. The very first thing we do when we get a paper is do what? Right now is Tuesday, Devin. That means tomorrow will be Wednesday. Find the word Wednesday for us. Good job.
So that just kind of gives you an idea of how they go. And, oh yeah, they're reaching. And for my class too, I've made it kind of a thing that during smart board time, don't put your hand up. I know you all want to be up there, and I will call on who is just sitting so quiet. Because otherwise they'd all be. But they get excited about that and want to see. And now I can't see my computer, so I've got to look over at the screen here to get rid of that a minute. And I wanted to show you then, mine is actually a Promethean, which is the brand. And I was going to start this off by saying too, I told Rod I would talk about this, but I know like the tip of the iceberg, really not a lot of training, and just kind of looking at what I can find. And I knew that one of the things that I knew was that on the Harcourt, there's a resource website that we've been using that has lots of different things, and there are some smartboard lessons on there. And actually at first I realized, oh, those were for the smartboard brand, and that mine wouldn't work, and then I now figured out how I can import them and make mine work. But like this is something that's already set up on that website for me. And if you just go through the teacher's manual, this is lesson 16, day 2. And if you can even see right up in the corner right here, it will even tell me what page number on my teacher's manual that that part of the lesson is. So it's kind of neat that those are already set up. But what I'm showing you here is what goes on the smartboard. So anything I'm doing with my mouse now can be done then with that pen, and that pen works like a mouse on the whiteboard. So this is just like the very first page of the lesson. We always start with a poem or something, and then that's right there on there. The next part's usually a phonemic awareness activity, and they just give a blank screen, and you know, I can do that part of the lesson. So it just, I can kind of go through the lesson. They're introducing the letter L, and a little poem about that. And then there may be an activity, and the kids would be able to come up and let me just see if this is going to work now. Yeah, and move, you know, ladder starts with the letter L, and lion does, so they would be moving those up into there. And some of the lessons are, with the Harcourt, are kind of good to just kind of, with the flow of my lesson, something else for them to see, introduce the new word one, and read this is the big book that we're going to read. And it goes on to do some sentences about the number 1 and tells me, oh yeah, when I'm reading this, I should be focusing on the setting and for my comprehension strategy. So they've just really got the lesson out of my book. There's our 3 vocabulary words that we were learning during that book, and kind of moves right through the lesson for me. I'll show you another, one of the lessons that was kind of cool too was this this was lesson 17, day 4, because that website has it figured out for each day, but there's a rhyme time. But say there's where we were learning about the OT family, and then they can, be dragging in a word like pot and drag it in, and so some interactive things with them, but some of it just some visuals for them. And then one of the things that we don't have in our kindergarten with the series were these decodable books, and I was kind of excited that they had even put the decodable books on there. So on my smartboard, I can read through some of those with the kids. So that's kind of a cool thing that we found there too. Some more big book and vocabulary and things like that. But beyond there, on the Promethean website, there are different ones that you can just download too. And some of them are just real basic, like the skip counting, not a lot of excitement in the picture, but they can take those and move the things, and we had a little lesson with that. And some of these work better with small group, just to have more kids have the chance to be able to do some of those. And one of the first things, I was going to tell you that too, one of the first things I did when I got the smartboard was teach the kids about how to use it. And at the bottom there's these page turning, and you can, on your lesson, go right through the pages. And they learned that it can be I'll show you back on this one a little bit. It can be a mouse down here, or it becomes a pen, and it writes on there. And we learned about erasing it, that if we wanted to erase part of it, or there's an eraser, and some of the other things down there. And it's amazing how the kids just, one lesson one day, picked up on that. And they know that sometimes when they get to a lesson, it's on pen, and they try to move something like this. Oh, no, that's not right. And they go back and they fix it, and they're really quite good at maneuvering around some of these things too. And just another lesson like of word building. And this one actually, and I have run into some technical glitches along the way too. This one, when I was like back a page on this, just even earlier today, oops, now I got it on the pen, I gotta go back. I couldn't move just the letter D. No, see, I'm not getting, oh, that's the other thing that's kind of cute, is a lot of times when you want to move things around, those boxes appear around the outside edge, and I just said to the kids, oh, just click on a white spot, and it moves away. And they are so adept at just, oh, got that, and they click somewhere else, and they just go right at it. So they've, it hasn't thrown them all of this, but this is what was happening. So I have this. So I do have glitches where I go, oh, that wasn't quite the way that lesson was supposed to go. But then I found out that, okay, this page really is working a little bit better for us to write the word nut, and just the letter N came, and things like that. So it's been glitches along the way. You really kind of have to have a little backup, but that's partially because I really don't know what I'm doing a lot of times. So anyway, those were just some of the things. So just wanted to share that part with you.
Great.